It's 11:44. So.
Okay. Coach, thanks for coming. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Thanks, yeah.
Okay, we'll continue our press conferences today. Our second team of the day. We're here at the NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship, prepping for Thursday's national semifinals. Got our second team with us today, the Trinity Bantams of Hartford, Connecticut. Trinity rolls in here 28-3. They went 8-2 in conference this year in the NESCAC. That was a tie for second, but then they bounced back in there and won the conference tournament championship. Their road here to Fort Wayne had a home win over Newman, 76-60, a home win over Keene State, 93-78, home win over Western New England, 79-42, and then a home win over Catholic, 86-63. This is their third national semifinal appearance and their second in a row. They're the only team back from last year. Before that was 1995, fourth place in Buffalo. I told you they're the only repeat. They're riding a streak of 13 straight wins since their January 25 home loss to Wesleyan. They avenged that loss, of course, in the NESCAC tournament championship game, 75-67, returning the favor in Wesleyan's gym. So it's the rubber match this season. And the second year in a row that Trinity has won the conference tournament crown on the opponent's home floor. So with that, welcome Coach Cosgrove here to open with some comments, and we'll take some questions. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, we're just, excited to get playing again and, have a good game tomorrow. So we're, it's nice that we know our foe. We played them twice this year. Very, very good team, very well coached. So we're excited to play them again tomorrow.
All right, student athletes here with us today. Going away from me, Henry Vetter, Will Dorian, Drew Lazar, and Jarrell Ocarigo. Question right here in the front. Go ahead.
Awesome, thanks. This is for Coach and for any of the players who also want to respond. What do you guys take away from your trip here last year? It helped inform you coming into the national semifinals here for a second round.
Yeah, I just think that we're, have the experience of being here and have the experience of knowing the lay of the land. And, I don't think these guys are happy just to be here. I think a lot of times you get to a Final Four and you're happy just to be there. And I think these guys are really motivated to keep going and keep progressing, and win two more games.
Anybody want to jump on that? Anybody else?
Yeah, kind of going off that. When you get so close and you don't get that national championship, it kind of leaves like a little sour taste in your mouth. So I think coming back this year, where like last year, I think we were a little bit, complacent and happy that we made it to the Final Four. But now we've been there before and we're ready to kind of go further.
Can I ask if the size of the building often is a big change for a lot of D3 guys? Other than when you guys were here last year, what's the biggest place that you guys would play in since then?
Nothing this big.
Yeah. Right. With space behind the baskets.
Right.
Like that, right.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So how does that affect, and especially maybe even for guys who are more outside shooters, how does that affect you coming to a game?
Yeah, it's obviously a little different. It's the same dimensions. The court's the same, the ball's the same. So, it might mess with you a little bit at first, but that's why we're here today early to get ready. And it'll be nice. We won't have to deal with a marching band or cheerleaders running out this year.
Did you do the Hoosiers thing?
Yeah, we'll do that after
Do
this.
you guys even know this reference anymore?
Well, he just said it, so it's funny. I saw you smirking because it was a Hoosiers reference. It's all the same. The court's all the same dimensions everywhere you go. So, he's right.
Drew, run this by you here. You had a big jump in your role this year. You went from 3.2 to 11.3 scoring. Is that something the coaching staff discussed with you in the offseason and you went into this year?
No, it's not anything that I discussed with the coach or coach asked with me. I feel like my teammates trusted me more, and that's just motivated me being more confident in myself. I think that the trust that we have with each other just makes our performance improve from last year to this year. So I think the trust from the guys helped me improve my role.
Thank you.
Do you want to ask? You probably have a little.
I've got another one.
Sorry.
Okay. Will, you started off 31 games, but you saved your best for last. Back-to-back double figures in the sectionals. You had 15 against Western New England and 11 against Catholic. Talk about what was working for you.
Yeah, these guys sitting up here with me, opposing teams are definitely game planning against them, being our leading scorers and whatnot. So I think in those games, just gives me an opportunity to step up. We've been there before, Sweet 16 and Elite 8, so I was definitely comfortable being in those games, that atmosphere. But it made it easier when you're on the court with Henry, Drew, and Jarrell.
Nice.
Talk about just what it's like being in the NESCAC in general. Obviously, NESCAC has teams at this level all the time, including you guys last year and now 2 teams this year. Just talk about basketball in the NESCAC overall. And again, this is for coach and any of the student athletes.
Yeah, I'll start. We always boast that the NESCAC's the best conference in the country, and I'm sure the UAA says the same thing. So we have.
Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out this weekend. But I think our schedule and our conference prepares us for the postseason play because there's no gym or team that we play against in our conference that is not a very, very good team and very well coached, and we have to be prepared and be ready to play all those games at a high level if we're going to win. So I think it helps us in the postseason for sure.
Yeah, kind of going off of Coach, we have, I would like to say NESCAC is the best conference, but also on top of that, we play back-to-back. So I think that really prepares us for the NCAA tournament.
What I don't know is, obviously there's your CBB group and there's your little 3, but I don't know who Trinity's biggest rival is. Can you tell me? Anybody?
Playing them tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's always that way, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't, they may feel differently, and that's how sometimes rivalries are.
I don't think they feel different.
Yeah.
No, they will
I think
feel
it's-
differently tomorrow.
No.
All right.
As for Henry, leading scorer, 16.0, obviously 12 straight games in double figures. But what are you bringing with you from last year's Fort Wayne experience?
Yeah, I think, like Coach said, we're excited to be back, but this is a chance for us, another great opportunity to go and get some stuff done. And I think for me personally last year, but us as a team, I think we came out a little soft. And I know me personally, I want to come out and play tough and compete with my guys for 40 minutes on Thursday. And, I think that's kind of the message right now is, last year, great year, historical year for Trinity, same this year. But we really feel like there's more work to do, and so that's what we're going to try and do on Thursday.
Can I ask Coach about the, I don't want to call it the 2-platoon system, but how much you use your bench, how much you use your depth in a game, what that does for you, what you see, like does the other group play with different stylistically, or how does that work out for you?
No, I think it's just, the main thing is I just feel we have a lot of good players. And so, I think it's really helped us, especially in the NCAA tournament, really just wearing teams down. A couple of games we got behind early, and, I wasn't concerned at all because I know that they don't have the depth we have and they don't have the consistent good players that we have up and down the lineup that we can come back and we can just wear people down. And you read out the scores. I think it was just something where other teams got worn down because we just throw so many good players at them, and that's tough to play against when you throw that many good players at somebody.
Would any of the student athletes like to talk about what it's like when you're on the bench and the other guys are doing the work, maybe that sort of thing?
Yeah, if you watch us at all, even last year, our bench is just as important as the starting 5, honestly. Like Coach said, probably 2 of the biggest games this year, Wesleyan and then the Catholic game. We didn't get off to a great start, and our bench came in and lifted us up, and it's not very often that you can throw a second 5 in there and they uplift even the starters. And like Coach said, we've got a ton of good players. We've even got players who aren't in that second 5 that push each other every day in practice and make us a lot better. So our depth is definitely our key, and especially in those back-to-backs. It's really nice not having to play heavy minutes, knowing that we got guys just as good going in there and competing.
Anybody else want to comment?
Jarrell, you talk about your game a little bit. You're leading rebounder 6.8, but you've been double figures 12 of the last 13. You got your scoring average up to a career high. I looked at it, 12.3. What's working for you on the offensive end here late in the season?
My guys, they just trust me to make open shots and stuff. So when I get the ball, that's what I try to do. Rebounding wise, we practice rebounding every day. We have a lot of tough drills, so it's easy when it gets to the game when I'm blocking out guys like Tristan Davis and stuff. So, yeah.
Gotcha. And this is for whoever wants to grab on from the student athletes. Talk about how the vibe's been on campus. You guys are making another trip here, but it's got to be super exciting.
I can jump on that. Well, I think after last year, we've definitely kind of solidified ourselves as, one of the more successful teams on campus. But we definitely do have a lot of support. Just people texting, all the guys throughout the team saying good luck and whatnot. But it is great that, we've kind of brought that culture back to Trinity. I mean, I'm sure Coach has had that, the whole time he's been here, but definitely in these past 2 years, it's felt a little different, I think. And it's just nice that we created it with this group.
Nice. Anybody else want to talk about that? Phones blowing up after winning, things like that?
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, honestly, it's really just been about our team. The support is great from the alums. We've had plenty of alums coming out to our games. Students, we had a great student section. But we really just talked about this group. Coach made a reference earlier in this year, we lost to Wesleyan at home, and that was a big game for us, and there weren't nearly as many people there cheering for us as there were when we won the Final Four and made this trip. So really, the stronghold is just our team, our close support system, people within our athletic department who really believe in us and, know the work that we put in every day. Only our team knows how hard we go in practice. No one else is coming in practice, watching us after practice, watching us in the training room, the weight room. So it's really been about our team all year. It's really what we do, and, that's kind of who we're playing for and what we're trying to do.
You good? All right, well, good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, good job.
Good.